everyone, and welcome to the Friday Live Drawing and FOC Talk. I am here with Daniel floating around the office. He is busily getting all of his albums and all the posts in line and in order for next week. And Jeff is busy putting stuff in order for us for Retro Expo, as well as his other normal projects for eBay. Andy is in there doing what Andy does best, which is pricing out stuff and giving us a hard time. And Bo is up at the store, powerhousing it through with the AC blaring and the music flowing. So, with all that being said, though, I did mention Retro Expo. It is the 16th and 17th, which is just 8 days away. So with that being said, please be aware that some schedule changes may be affected for the FOC. Normally on con season, what ends up happening is Marvel and or DC will be bumped up due to the factor that we will be breaking down when we are supposed to be placing our orders, so we have to get our order in ahead of time. So, with that being said, we do try to cut off the FOC a little bit early so that we are able to get those correct numbers in and be able to fill your orders. Otherwise, we may be able not to fulfill everybody's order, and we don't want that to happen. So, do keep in mind, I will probably be trying to utilize the bottom bar on the website a little bit more for announcements. The only foreseeable change that I do see to next week's schedule is that FOC for DC will probably be due on Saturday at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. instead of Sunday. So please be aware of that. We will be making announcements throughout the week with schedule changes, which also means that shows may be pushed back or things like that. So please be aware of those schedule changes. It is the con season again for us for the end of the year, so please be aware of those. But with that being said, though, we are here for two drawings. One is a weekly drawing, and one is the monthly drawing for the month of August. So, first up will be the monthly drawing. I am giving away a Uncanny Avengers #1. It is the 1 in 100 Perez variant. And I am putting it up on the cover cam now. Oh, pardon me. I did not keep track of how many names there are in here, but there was a bunch to cut. So, let me shake up the bucket a little bit. And let's see who our lucky monthly winner is for the month of August. Remember how this works for the monthly drawing before I pull a name out. Monthly drawing is one entry per item for every item that you claim on a live show. You are entered into our monthly drawing. We do try to give away a little bit of a bigger prize for that. So that monthly winner for August is, get one name only, it is Jenny. We will have that in your next package, ma'am. Congratulations, you did win the variant. Okay, let me change these up real quick. I know she did buy quite a bunch last month, so her name was in there several times. Okay, let me get the weekly names in the Chewbacca head. Okay, for the weekly drawing, I am giving away a blade #1. It is the 1 in 50 Momoka variant for those fans of Momoka. That is the weekly variant, or the weekly prize. And let me shake up the Chewbacca head a little bit. Let's see who our weekly winner is. Dennis Walker, you are our weekly winner, sir. Congratulations. We will get that out in your next package as well. So, with that being said, if you are still here, let me take that off the cover cam so y'all can see the messages up there. Okay. If y'all are still here, this is for the FOC talk. The FOC, we are trying to highlight titles and let you be aware of storylines and things like that are coming out on the weekends FOC. Just try to make sure that y'all don't miss anything that y'all may or may not have taken a look at already. If you are unaware, on the website, DuncanvilleBookstore.com, we do have two categories where it will give you a little bit of synopsis if you click into the images. Right now, that is FOC DC and FOC Marvel. If you do click into the image on anything that you go to put in your shopping cart with those two categories, there should be a plot description where it will tell you a little bit of a synopsis of the comic that is coming out. So if you want to know a little bit more without having to Google it or anything like that, we have attached those. Unfortunately, with the FOC miscellaneous right now, we have not gotten a good rhythm down to where we will be able to get those all in a timely manner, because Diamond unfortunately does not already attach that when they give it to us in the spreadsheet. So we are trying to work on that. That will be something I will be trying to do in the future. But right now, FOC is a little bit of a time crunch. So right now, there is no synopsis. So you will unfortunately have to Google if you want to know a little bit more about that, or watch this show and I will highlight a few. So with all that being said, though, first up is the category of FOC DC, which is due Sunday at 6 p.m. DC has storylines right now of Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, which the one for this week is Batman number 138. It is coming at you with 5 covers. Gotham War continues. Batman is on the ropes as the Gotham War heats up following a shocking betrayal. It's father versus son, teacher versus student in the knockdown 4th chapter of this brutal war. But who is really pulling the strings in this explosive event? Thousands of years have led to this moment. So if you have not jumped onto the Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, and pardon me, you are trying to catch up, please do check out. On the right-hand side, there is a Shop Now category with all of our categories as well as all of our subcategories in there. Please do look at the FOC Talk section. Click on that little plus icon and click on today's date of the FOC of 9/8 for FOC Talk. It will pull up anything and everything that we have available on the website for Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, as well as any of the other titles on FOC. I have not added them all currently. As soon as I get on with the show, I will go back in and do Diamond's titles. I was a little bit crunched for time and did not have time to add them all in. So, but with that being said, some of the number ones we would like to highlight from DC is Batman City of Madness number 1, coming at you with 2 covers. It is a 3-issue mini-series from DC Comics. Buried deep beneath Gotham City, there exists another Gotham. This Gotham below is a living nightmare populated by twisted mirrors of our Gotham's Dizians, fueled by the fear and hatred flowing down from above. For decades, the doorway between the cities have been sealed and heavily guarded by the Court of Owls. But now the door swings wide, and the twisted version of the Dark Knight has escaped. To trap and train a Robin of his own, Batman must form an uneasy alliance with the court and its deadly alliances to stop him and hold back the wave of twisted supervillains, nightmarish versions of his own nemesis, each one worse than the last, that's spilling into his streets. So if that does sound interesting to you and you are a Batman fan, please do check that out. Like I did say, it is a 3-part miniseries. This is the number 1 to start the series, so please do get your orders in for those so that you do not miss out. Next up is Devil That Wears My Face number 1 with 2 covers. It is a 6-issue mini-series from Mad Cave Studios, which does fall under the FOC DC category. The year is 1740 and the Vatican is in turmoil, grappling with a profound crisis of faith. Outcast exorcist Father Franco Vieri, V-I-E-R-I, is dispatched on a mission of grave importance to rescue a Spanish nobleman from the clutches of the sadistic demon known as Legion. But when the exorcism goes tragically wrong, Vieri finds himself trapped in a stranger's body and learns what horrors lie ahead when the devil wears his face. It is one that I did actually personally order myself for FOC, so please do check that out. It is coming at you with 2 covers from Mad Cave Studios. Next up is a title from Distillery. It is Gone number 1. I do believe it was coming at you with 3 covers. Gone part 1 of 3. It's a new series debut from Distillery by Jock, J-O-C-K, you did hear me right, writing and drawing a creator-owned project for the first time on an impoverished and distant planet where menial workers scratch out a living resupplying starships. The best place to be is gone, and that's exactly where 13-year-old Abby wants to be. Along with her street tough friends, Abby stows away on a colossal luxury space liner for a chance at a better life. Unbeknownst to her, some of her quote-unquote friends are not who they seem. Abby suddenly finds herself branded a saboteur as she desperately struggles to evade the ship's deadly crew and to stay alive. Hello, Sean. Hello, Dan. Next up is Greylock #1, coming at you with 2 covers. It is a 4-issue miniseries by Scout Comics. Magic is a commodity. Potions are sold at corner stores. Orcs and dwarves earn a living in cubicles, not battlefields, but there are those who resist the houses of Magi laws. Branded a criminal and forced to live as a wand for hire, there is a spell slinger they call the Greylock. I, for one, will be adding that back on as I was going through these. I've missed out on my first go-round, which is another reason, prime example, we are doing these FOC talks. I did do the FOC. I am the one that puts that up, and I actually did not, I did not see this the first time around. It did not flag anything for me. It would not have been a normal title, but because I did see that preview with the synopsis, I am actually going back in and adding it back in. So, with that being said, though, the next one that is for sure on my pull list is Sacrificers #3. It's coming at you this week with 3 covers from Image. The one who raises his hand takes the credit. They make speeches about the common good to seduce you and to make themselves stronger. The old gods feed on your naive hopes. They can't be defeated. This is an excellent series so far with amazing artwork. I do have both 1 and 2. I have not read 2 yet. I am trying to hold off as much as I can. But I will probably be going in there, and the first chance I get, I will be reading issue #2. Next up is the biggie for this week is Transformers #1. It is coming at you with 5 covers with a blank. It is from Skybound and Image Comics. You did hear me right. They have taken over for Transformers. So, hopefully, Skybound and Image Comics will do the Transformers justice. Much like Quincy just said, IDW was hit or miss with some of the issues. But Transformer #1 begins an all-new era for the iconic robots in disguise from superstar creator Daniel Warren Johnson and colorist Mike Spicer. Optimus Prime was supposed to have led the Autobots to victory. Instead, the fate of Cybertron is unknown, and his allies have crash-landed far from home, alongside their enemies, the Decepticons. As these titanic forces renew their war on Earth, one thing is immediately clear: the planet will never be the same. New allies are struck, battle lines are redrawn, and humanity's only hope for survival is Optimus Prime. Oh, Sean, I really hope that is not, but with that being said, there is some Walking Dead 20th anniversary crossover covers, so that would not surprise me whatsoever for there to be a Spawn crossover cover. So, but with that being said, Void Rivals right now is what started the Transformers off for Image. So, if you have missed out on those, Void Rivals #1 is coming back at you with a 4th print this weekend. #2 is a 3rd print, and #3 is at a 2nd print. Anything for Void Rivals or any of the other titles that I have mentioned so far, or even the ones that I have not, if you have missed any of them, please do go back on to that FOC Talk section under 9.8. They all should be there. If they are not, please do a generic search in the search bar, and they should pull up the titles that you are looking for. But with that being said, let's move right along to the last issues for DC. This week is Batman The Adventures Continue Season 3, 8 of 8. It was supposed to be a 7-issue series, but they did extend it to 1 final issue. Peacemaker Tries Hard is going to be a 6 of 6, coming at you with 3 covers. Sins of the Salton Sea is coming at you with 5 of 5 as well. For those of you who like facsimile covers, there is a Detective Comics 140 coming at you with 3 covers with a blank and a foil. Sorry, I just read Dan's comment and it threw me off. With all that being said, though, if you missed out on Birds of Prey number 1, Blue Beetle number 1, Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville number 1, they did come out this week and are in this week's releases, as well as a FOC Talk discussion section off to the right-hand side on the website. If you are not on the computer and do not see it off to the right-hand side, if you are on mobile, please scroll all the way down to the very bottom of the page and you'll find the Shop Now category there. Next up, because that does end the FOC category, which for DC, which is due Sunday at 6 p.m., is Marvel. Marvel FOC is also due at 6 p.m. on Sunday this week. We are coming at you with 2 storylines this week for Fall of X and Dark Droids. Titles for Fall of X are Invincible Iron Man number 9. It is the second print. There is a Wolverine number 38 with 3 covers with the 60th X-Men variant as well. And X-Men Red number 16 coming at you with 4 covers with the 60th X-Men variant as well on that one. Next up is Dark Droids for the storyline, which is coming at you with Star Wars Dark Droids number 3 with 4 different covers. Speaking of Star Wars, anyone who is watching Ahsoka right now needs to pay special attention to Star Wars Mandalorian Season 2, number 5, coming at you with 4 covers. Ahsoka is all over those covers. So for those of you who do like to jump on things that are really hot with characters and things like that when they do come out with covers, The Mandalorian this weekend is the one to do. Speaking of covers, there are 3 more that I would like to highlight. Amazing Spider-Man 35, it has a Disney 100. And Avengers number 6, which is coming at you with an amazing 6 covers, does have also the 60th anniversary Avengers variant. With those having so many covers, please do keep in mind anything that has a massive amount of covers, we will not order heavy, so you must get your orders in to be guaranteed a cover. Next one up, which is my personal favorite that I am keeping an eye on, is the Headless Horseman Halloween Annual for the Mike Mignola variant. I did already place my cover for that. That should be no surprise to anyone. Couple of the titles I'd like to highlight for Marvel, which Quincy, please stick around because I do have one for you, sir. First one is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, number 1. It is coming at you with 2 covers. Don't Murder the Locals. This is small town serial killer, upstanding citizen, and adorable brown bear Samantha Strong's cardinal rule. Sean brought up an interesting question. He did say, is this all the FOC? Is it up today? Yes, sir. This is all from the FOC, and it did go up today. FOC always does get posted on Friday around noon. Sometimes I am running a little bit late. If it is going to be massively past noon, we will make an announcement on the Facebook page, which is why turning on those notifications is so important. But FOC is still currently live already right now. Okay, where was I? This is Samantha Strong's cardinal rule. After all, there's a sea of perfectly right potential victims in the big city just beyond the forest, and when you've worked as hard as Sam to build a cozy life and a thriving business in a community surrounded by friendly fellow animal folk, warm decor, and the aroma of cedar trees and freshly baked apple pie, the last thing you want is to disturb the peace. Please do check out this one. It did look like a Richard Scarry's cover, but it did remind me, like they are saying, it is a brown bear dragging what looks to be a bloodied bag back behind them going off into the woods. So please do check that out. I did already personally put one in for the order for my FOC, so please do check that one out. Next up is Marvel. Captain Marvel number 1 coming at you with 7 covers with a negative space. The highest, furthest, fastest. The captain gets a permanent glow-up designed by superstar artist Jen Bartel. And that's not all that's changed. Brand new look, brand new creative team, and a brand new status quo. Carol Danvers is one of the powerhouses of the Marvel Universe, a woman capable of harnessing the energy of the sun. So, if you're coming for Earth, she's the first one you take off the board. Someone's figured just how to do just that, introducing a new supporting cast and villains, both beloved and dangerously fresh. That is the first Captain Marvel title on this week's FOC. The next one is Captain Marvel Assault on Eden #1, coming at you with 4 covers. Captain Marvel soldiers up to save the Kree homeworld. The Kree home planet of Hala has become a paradise under the rule of Emperor Hulkling, but when sentries launch an attack on civilians and start stealing children, Earth's mightiest hero must intervene. Half Kree, half human, and all-warrior Carol Danvers swoops in for an action-packed special just in time for the Marvels on the silver screen. So please, if you are a Marvel fan, please do check both of those titles out. They are on this week's FOC. Now, the next title. This one is specifically a shout-out for Quincy. For those of you who watched the shows when me and Quincy first started on, we were trying to find our way through the shows. We're trying to fill Annie's shoes, trying to do the shows. And there was certain requests for us to do certain things. This one specifically was a request for Quincy. So, without further ado, this week's title that I'd like to shout out for Quincy is Cap Wolf and the Howling Commandos #1. It is coming at you with 2 covers. When Captain America is transformed into a werewolf on the front lines of World War II, he'll need the help of the Howling Commandos to take down a band of Nazi cultists who intend to use supernatural forces to turn the tide of battle. But can Cap control the skeptical, jaded commandos when he can barely control himself? Pardon me. And there goes Quincy's howl for y'all. With all that being said, though, the next one up that I'd like to highlight, which is the last one for Marvel, is Superior Spider-Man Returns #1. It is coming at you with 3 covers. Superior Spider-Man Web Slings Again. The Spider team that redefined the Amazing Spider-Man returns to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the most monumental and shocking Spidey story in a generation. Dan Slott, Ryan Stegman, Mark Bagley, totally gonna screw this one up, Giuseppe Camilkai, Roberto Ramos, Peter Parker, Doc Ock, together again for a Spider-Man story superior to all others. Okay, please remember with FOC, Marvel, and DC, they are both due by Sunday at 6 p.m. So if you miss out then, your next shot is only on those pull lists. So please do not miss out on those 2. Please get your orders in by 6 on Sunday. Next up is the FOC Miscellaneous. If y'all have watched the previous ones, y'all know that the FOC image section has been slowly being engulfed by Lunar, which is the FOC DC section. Excuse me, this week was one of those weeks where I did not have another Image Comics title from Diamond, which is the 2nd week in a row, so I went ahead and deleted the category out. So you will only see now 3 categories in that FOC pre-orders. It is now only FOC DC, FOC Marvel, and FOC Miscellaneous. You are specifically looking for image titles, please do look in that FOC DC section. That is where you will find them. So, there are 3 titles mainly that I would like to highlight on Diamond, and then I must get to stop talking because we do have massive show prep. So, with that being said, Alice Cooper #1. This is a shout out for Bo. Bo did share a thing on the DBS Collectors group. If y'all are a part of that, y'all probably did see it. He shared an article talking just about this issue. It is Alice Cooper #1 coming at you with 6 covers. Legendary rock acts are finding themselves attacked by demonic forces. The police investigate, but there's little to nothing they can do to stop the problem. At the same time, Alice Cooper has a new album out and is in the midst of a promotional tour. It's great to see all his fans again, and there's a a disturbing trend happening in every city. More and more of his audience appear to be the undead. Complicating matters when he goes to bed at night, he ventures into the nightmare place. When he awakes, he's in another city standing before a throng of fans where he meets the archangel Gabriel. Gabriel tells him there's a great music club called Burning Meat where the souls of legendary musicians hang out, watching the headliner Lucifer play his own personal style of rock music to the ruckus applause of the demons in attendance. Now Lucifer wants to take the show to Earth, and the only thing stopping him is Alice freaking Cooper. Please do check that out. There are 6 covers. I do believe there are 2 blank variants as a part of those 6 covers. That is one I know for sure that Bo did place on his FOC order. So do check out that article he did share. It was actually a fascinating read, talking a little bit more about it. Next up on my highlight list is American Psycho #1, coming at you with 5 covers. Greg Staples, best known for his work on Judge Dredd and as a concept artist for Magic the Gathering, brings his realistic, painterly style to capture the likeness of Christian Bale's Patrick Bateman. See Patrick Bateman's infamous New York City killing spree from a brand new perspective, as a familiar character from the film is revealed to be much more than they appeared. Witness the greatest hits of Patrick's murderous rampage while exploring new revelations in the world of American Psycho. In this story, that'll make fans see Patrick's bloody story through a whole new lens. This is a limited series, also brings the journey of an all-new psychopath as social media-obsessed millennial Charlie, otherwise known as Charlene, goes on a downward spiral filled with violence. Drug-fueled partying leads to bloodshed as Charlie leaves a trail of bodies on her own to discovering the truth about her dark nature. So, if you are a fan of American Psycho and would like to know a little bit more and see a little bit more in depth of the storyline, this miniseries is definitely one to pick up. Last but not least is the Vampirella Magazine #1 Facsimile Edition Frazetta Homage cover. This is the comic book superstar Vampirella made her debut in 1969 as a humble horror comic hostess. And in the 5 decades since, she has evolved into one of the media's best known and beloved characters. To honor her illustrious career in the launch of her latest series, Dynamite is taking a special look back to where this blood-sucking babe got her start with a gorgeous new facsimile edition of Vampirella Magazine #1. There is several other Vampirella titles on there, or should say covers. I do believe it's Vampirella. I'm actually going to mess up the title if I even try to remember it. Something bloody. I do believe it's got like 6 to 7 covers. So please, if you are a Vampirella fan, do check that out as well. There are a lot of #1s from Dynamite on Diamond, and I simply did not have enough time to get them all with the synopsises down. Dead Flowers. Thank you, Dan. It is Vampirella Dead Flowers. Please do check that out if you are a Vampirella fan, as well as getting that Vampirella Magazine Facsimile Edition ordered. We probably will not be ordering any of those extra. I do believe it is a price tag of $9.99. And as always, if you do order anything on FOC, you do get that 15% off. So please do also keep that in mind. The FOC miscellaneous section is due by Monday at 5 p.m. Everything else is is due on Sunday at 6 p.m. for Marvel and DC. But with that being said, I am going to end the FOC talk there. Like I did say, we are going to be extremely busy over the next 8 days trying to get ready for Retro Expo. Next show up will be down at Bedrock in Houston. After that, it is FanFest, so we are back to back with very few weekends in between. So please do keep an eye out on our Facebook page, as well as that bottom ticker on the on the website. We will try to announce as fast as we can and with as much leeway as we can any schedule changes. But with that being said, be kind to each other, treat each other how you wish to be treated, and we will see y'all next time. I will see y'all next Monday for that live show starting at 7 p.m. Y'all have a safe weekend.